Hey, what's up? It's Kit time for another video. Today we talk about a lure that I've always had since my teens. And it's one of those things that I've always used, always produced fish together with the, what do you call this? The Kastmaster, right? It's the crocodile. Now, crocodiles have been around for a really long time as well. And unlike the Kastmaster, which is literally just a slice of metal, this has a scooped up body, okay? And this swims in slower speeds, which means that it can do everything that the Kastmaster can do, but it is something that you could actually reel slower. Okay, so slower, everything and slower. Now, fast forward to when was this? Like a few months ago. Now, I've been using this type of configuration for a really long time, but a few months ago, I had a chance to actually buy a mold, and the mold pumps out these things. Now, what it is it starts out as something like this. Okay, so there's a sprue here, like that. I took it off. Okay, whoop. So, it's like that. Once it pops out of the mold, you take this off, and then you file, right? And then you get something like this, and then after that, you drill a hole or two holes if you want, and then dip it in powder paint, and you get these. But see, here's the thing: I only drill one hole. All right, and what I do is something. Well, there's two ways to do it, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. All right, so first we get this. Now, there's two methods to this, and this is the first method. All right, so what I do is I will drill a hole quite close to the end, right, like that, so that I could put a split ring. Mind you, I don't like this. Okay, so like that, and then take an appropriate sized assist hook, and this is in the slow jigging configuration. Again, if you take where it hangs, all right, so you have that right there. You want it to stick out a bit, so this is a bit too small. Let's look for something else. So you want it to be kind of exposed a little bit. We'll use this. Here we go. It's like this tangle of assist hooks. So this is a size 1, I believe. Okay, so it's just jumbled up here. All right, so let me just take this. There you go. All right, so if we take the hook, put it on there, you can see that it actually sticks out a bit, and that's what we want. So then, I mean, it's a very easy DIY. We just put it on, and this particular jig spoon is good for shallow rocky areas, and you'll catch everything on this. I've caught grouper, not with this lead version, but with the older version. I have rigged it like this since I discovered actually the slow jigging assist hooks. I used to put on fast jigging assist hooks on these, and they worked well, of course. But as soon as I saw the slow jigging assist hooks, and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I could use it there, and then bang, there we go. All right. So as you can see, that thing sticks out a bit. And the good thing is when it gets grabbed in the middle, bang. Now, you still have the same line of pull. Basically, it's a jig, okay? And see, really nice, really good, quite effective. Queenfish, grouper, jacks, caught quite a few. Now, what's good with this is that you can rig bigger hooks as well, and it won't really impede the swimming action because guess what? Nothing is on the body. So as far as the body is concerned, it's actually just swimming, and it detaches like pretty much anything that's impeding actions. Okay, so let's actually, you know what? Let me put on a bigger size so you can see. All right. It's probably gonna work better too. So imagine this. I could use this for tuna, and I know that I will catch good tuna with this, no problem, because the pressure, now remember, this is, the body is lead, but the pressure is going to be on the split ring. That's why for this particular thing, for this particular version, you are going to really need a good split ring, a load bearing split ring. So when you choose, look at the packet, it should say that it has like a high capacity even for the smaller size. Okay, so there we go, just like that. All right, so this is how I rigged it before, and then I found out that the split ring, especially when you're after bigger fish, or if you're actually doing something that requires you to tangle with bigger fish, like take for example, using this for tuna and stuff. The split ring method is not something that I would recommend. All right, so now let's go ahead and rig this with wire, which is the second method, and I think this is the method that I would actually kind of recommend for a lot of reasons. All right, so I am going to take that off of there, and then we first choose the split ring, sorry, the assist hook. All right, so that's it right there. All right, so this would be a size 2.0. That is also a 7117 from VMC. Okay, so you put it there, you'll see that it sticks out. Again, even if this is oversized, the lure will actually not get impeded because it's not attached to the lure. So that's what's good with it. Now, so a few months back, right, I got this mold together with one other mold, which is this one right here. And this is Swedish pimple. All right, so we're going to rig that one as well. But I'm going to show you how good this is, okay? So we'll use this for that. All right, so actually we'll do the Swedish pimple first, or the imitations with Swedish pimple. So this is wire. I think this is number 30, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so just cut a length that is easy for you to work with. All right, don't choose a length that will give you a hard time. Okay, also be very generous. All right, so take a long standing end, sorry, long tag end for you to work on. That way it won't be difficult. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually form a an eye here. This is an eye forming tool from AFW. All right, so here. All right, so just form it like that. Right. Okay. Now what I do, just so it's clean, is to actually go and rotate this deep. Okay, because I want this to be like a circle, like that. Okay. And then I'll take this, insert it. And this is why this is important. You have to make sure that it has a lot of movement. Otherwise, not going to work. Now, take note of the position. For this particular one, I will put it on that end. And so you can see there. Okay. And look at that. That's pretty cool. Now, this has been a very essential tool for wire working for me. And what you want is to adjust, oops, sorry. What you want is to adjust it so that it grips the wire and it doesn't hurt the wire. Okay, so also take note when you're clamping that you are not making the shape odd. Okay, so there we go. Just want that. And then I will form a twist. And this is all you want to do. Okay, so as soon as you form that twist right there, you take your flat nose pliers and then, all right, so I am going to zoom this in so you guys can see it. All right, not gonna be easy, but I did promise guys before that I was going to make sure, there we go, that you guys see this. All right, so you bend it like that, and then turn. Okay, make sure that you, oops, hold on. All right, now there. Okay, so turn that. Make sure to grip this properly. I'm using one without grooves so that it just grips it. It doesn't hurt it. Okay, so after a few turns, and this is about 4. Okay, and this is 4 tight turns. So you can see there. What I do then is, that's why you want to be generous with this. What you want then is actually to make a bend here and crank it. Hold on, let me see. I have to make sure that this is straight. Okay, so that, there we go, that's straight. Yeah, and now we can take this off by just cranking it. Okay, so There we go. Okay. Now you could do whatever you want with this side here. You can put a swivel, or you can put a well, just this actually. But as you can see here, for this particular one, it has a lot of movement. Okay, it has a lot of movement. It can go side to side, it can wobble. Okay, see, side to side, it can swim. But more importantly, you have a built-in tooth, anti-tooth thing. All right, so again, it's really up to you to, this is what I do now, actually, after a lot of, you know, experiments and stuff. This is where I pretty much landed. So just do that, grip it. Okay, and for this small one, I don't need the pliers, but you have to be careful because of the assist hooks. So if this is too much work for you, you could do the first method, but I kind of don't like it because I've actually lost fish doing that. But this has been really good to me right there. Okay, so just this, perfectly good. And again, when you get a bite, perfectly straight line, and it won't be able to bust you off. Okay, now let's do this. Okay, and remember that we're actually doing this with bigger hooks. So again, we do pretty much the same thing. We will cut a long length so that we don't get in trouble, because honestly, you get a lot of trouble by cutting things too short, right? So forming an eye. Okay, and I'll try to do this at regular speed because I don't want to bore you guys. Okay, so you have the eye. Another thing that you could do is also use crimps, but I don't like the crimps. It makes things kind of dirty. All right, so put it there. Then we put our assist hooks right there. And if you could see, okay, perfectly aligned and all. So all we have to do then is just slip that in. And then from here, we just turn and then bang. Okay, so I usually do this by hand. The reason why I use the flat nose pliers is honestly just so that you guys can see better. Okay, but as you can see there, no tool needed for, see, and it's clean too. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. But it's so difficult for me to actually show this while I'm like just using my hands, right? So see, and then all you have to do is just kind of guide. Okay, I mean, I've been doing this for years, so it might look easy, but it takes some time to get there. See? All right, now to take that off, you just bend this and then move it back, and then it snaps off just like that. I don't know why King is all right, there we go. All right, okay, so see that? I don't know why King is actually making a weird sound now. So for this one, let's put a swivel, just because I know there are people that would probably want to see one with a swivel. With the swivel, I would actually cut this a bit closer to the I will cut this closer to the lure because the swivel will give it length. The one thing I don't like about swivels, is that there's too many joints, and what happens is it could fold into itself and not become straight. But there are some guys that would want a swivel, so I'm gonna show. Again, give yourself a longer length to work with, okay? So I'm gonna cut it a bit short because of the swivel. Okay, so form an eye, put the swivel on, and then I've discovered this just to make my life easier, just so I hold the end securely, because you need to. Okay, just like that. This is, by the way, the basic config. You can actually play with this a lot, so I'll leave it to your imagination to see exactly what you do with this. You don't have to go out there and look for a mold for this. You can actually buy Kastmasters and just modify them, and they work fine. That's what I've been using for years. Okay, so there we go. Make sure that that's not snagged, and then all you have to do is actually work this around tightly. Ouch. Be very careful not to get yourself snagged on the hooks, okay? Very important. Ooh, you see that? VMC is sharp. It's not necessary to actually have VMCs. Obviously, this is a very good hook, but you can use others, right? Other brands. Okay, so gosh, this is all right. There we go. Like every single turn is a challenge because the hooks are just there to bite. Okay, so after we break, it is like that. Okay, so you can see there again, the swimming motion is not impeded by the assist hooks because you're taking the assist hooks off of the lure, so it doesn't change the balance of the lure itself. Now, the reason why I really like this this particular one that I have is because this is heavier. Okay, so the ones that you would get would most likely be lighter than 30 grams, and this, the whole thing is 31. Okay, you could use this on most spoons, I would say. This is an imitation of a Swedish pimple. It's also a very good lure, spoon. Okay, but again, this was bent. This was bent going that way, like that. And all I had to do, because it was made of lead, or this is made of lead, is actually put it on the table and press on it, and it becomes flat. Okay, so just with the wire like that, perfect. And look at this, see? So that's with the correct size hooks, but you could also use bigger. And guess what? The swimming motion, again, I'd like to go back to that. The swimming motion isn't affected. So that's it. I'm hoping to use these on quite a few fish and in quite a few places. I use this with my LSJ gear. So, you know, a little bit of lazy way of fishing. Cast it out as far as you can. And this goes a really long way because it's 30 grams, it's compact. Okay? See? Small, compact, and since I make them, I could put like laser tape, whatever. Most likely this is why I actually did that. It's because I'm probably gonna put like another color there in the first place, so I don't mind. It'll give it like an illusion of another color, even this one right here. But here's the thing with these, it's the vibration that actually attracts the fish, and how it wobbles, very rhythmic. Soup, 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 soup. You feel it in your rod tip. And as soon as that vibration stops, reel as fast as you can and set the hook. And by the way, I prefer using this on HG more than I do on XG. Okay? Because you reel slowly and this swims erratically already, and you don't have to do much. So it's actually a very good lazy way. It's a very good and lazy way to fish. And again, it works on stock crocodiles. Okay, so you go ahead and buy crocodiles or imitations and stuff, and you can do this. Okay, you could either do this, or you could do, oh man, where is that thing? There we go. So you could do this type, or you could do this type, and either way, you could rig bigger assist hooks on this. Just remember, if you're using a split ring, use split rings that are, even if they're bigger, okay, just as long as they are load bearing or they can take a lot of weight, and that's it. Now, the small swivel is crucial. Buy power swivels. These are power swivels. These are small, but they're 100-pound test. So I use these because a bigger swivel is actually more difficult to turn. A smaller swivel gives you an easier turn. Okay, and you don't have to actually buy or use ball bearing swivels. These cross-lock swivels are good enough. Alrighty, so that's it for this video. I hope you learned something, or at least found this interesting, and if you have, give it a thumbs up. A few ways to help the channel: like, subscribe if you haven't yet, of course, and then share. Tell your friends about this channel, or send your friends this video if they're into DIY and you kind of don't know how to do these things. Send them this video so that you could do something like this and test it out. By the way, I haven't used them in fresh water, but I believe you can use it like this in fresh water, because there's really no reason why it won't work on fresh water. But in salt water, I've used this for years. Actually have caught a lot of fish and have been very quiet. But guess what? We moved on, and yeah, have no problem sharing this, including the trick with the Kastmaster. And guess what? This also does it. Yeah. If you haven't seen the tip in the Kastmaster video, you could do it with this as well. Now, if you haven't watched it, look for it. Alrighty. And another way to support the channel and to support me directly is, of course, to become a member. And as always, I'd like to thank our members for their help in supporting the channel and help us move forward. That is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.